In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to manage and save your sounds in the Korg Trinity. Anytime that you save these programs or combis, any of these edits that you make will be saved into internal memory, meaning that when you turn off the Trinity or reboot the Trinity, those sounds will be automatically loaded and saved. But you may get to a point where you're going to save different programs or different sets depending on studio sessions or perhaps performance settings where you're going to need different programs or combis loaded from a disk perhaps, or maybe a SCSI connection. So in order to save these different programs and combis, these are going to be saved in a .pcg file in disk mode. So next let's click on the disk button to go into disk mode, and you're going to get a display of our root directory. And to save any of these programs and combis in a PCG file, you're going to click on the Save tab here at the bottom, and then from the drop down list you're going to select the Save Combi / prog command. If you select Save All, it will save both the program combi and the .sng file, which is the files that are associated with the sequence songs that you're working with in sequence mode. So we're going to go ahead and click to save the program and combi information in a .pcg file. You have the option to name this. Let's call this My Sounds. And press OK. And then you have the option to save different banks from both program and combi. They're going to be default to be all checked, and that's fine. We can do that. Also, the drum kit and the global settings are saved in a .pcg file, so there may be some cases where you won't have to save those every time, so you could uncheck those. And when you're ready to save, just press OK. It'll take just a minute for the banks to be saved to the disk, and then after this occurs I'm going to show you how to load these back in the instance that you would need to load these. But like I said before, if you haven't changed any of the information in the program or combi mode, you won't have to reload it every time. This is just in case that you have changed some of this information. Also, I want to point out too that notice how this file, the icon is somewhat shaped like a folder. You can press the open button and open up subfolders, which is going to contain the program and the combis, and then you can press the open button again and navigate all the way down to a single program or combi, which is what I'm doing now. And you can see those are there individually one by one. Now if you press the load tab here at the bottom and you select a single program and you select the load command section, you'll be able to load this selection into any location in any bank. So this is a way for you to manage those programs and combis and reshuffle around. There may be some times where you have 2 or 3, maybe even up to 20 different programs or combis that you want to use, and you might want those to be towards the beginning of a bank. Let's say you're working on a set for a performance where you might want a piano sound to be number 1, you might want a string sound to be number 2, and this is a good way for you to manage those and bring those up to the front without having to search all over the programs or dial in to the different numbers. So to reclose these folders, press the up button. You can close these back up all the way up to the root level. And then to load the entire PCG back up, in the case that's needed, just make sure you're on the load tab, select the file, and from the drop down list click on the load selected tab. And in the instance that you did do a save all, you have the option to save a .pcg and a .sng under the same name, And the Trinity tries to look for files that are named the same in order for those to be loaded all at the same time during the load process. However, we didn't load or we didn't save a .sng file named My Sounds, so it doesn't exist. So we can just ignore that checkbox there and press OK, and it's going to load those into the program in Combi, and also the global settings if those were stored with that PCG file too.